Hey everybody. So for class today, we're Tuesday the 25th. The two things we're supposed to do today is talk about some note taking using Silas Dean and me model some note taking for you. I'm not going to really model in person, but I'll kind of show you what I did as I was reading Silas Dean and how I took notes over it. And then I'm going to show you the template for your journal entries that you'll be using this year and show you how UT wants you to do your journal entries and how I have it set up for you. So let me stop for just a second and get into my sharing my screen. Okay. Oops. Okay, so this is just one page from the Silas Dean reading. I do have it highlighted, although you can't really tell after I scanned it. So just to kind of explain, I read through the entire reading, and I highlighted as I was reading things that I thought were important as I was reading. Then I went back after I read it completely and then just kind of looked over what I had highlighted and made some annotations out to the side. Just some very brief, just now looking at the highlighted. All the different famous people he met, I wrote on one side, and then kind of the stuff about Silas Dean and historians on the other side. After I did that, then I went in. This is the Cornell note sheet that they have uploaded, and I did post a video about Cornell note taking in the folder for video links if that might help you. But what I did is I wrote the title up here and then I sourced it. This was written in 1992 by James West Davidson and Mark Hamilton Lytle. I didn't know anything about either one of them, so I looked them both up and I found where James West Davidson writes books on history and the outdoors, and he writes about how writing about history is a little bit like detective work. Okay. So then I just, on one side, because with Cornell Notes, one side is where you take your notes, and over here is where you write questions or connections that you might have, and then your summary down here. So I just kind of wrote Silas Dean and took from my annotations on the side just some of the real short, brief information to get kind of a general picture of Silas Dean. And then I just asked myself, how did he die? And why would he take his own life when things were sounding like they were starting to look up? Then Edward Bancroft, same thing, took my notes from my annotations from the side and wrote down a few things, and then wrote, was Bancroft worried about Dean, that Silas Dean might talk when he gets back to the United States and tries to clear himself? And then down here about historians, different places in the reading they talked about historians' work, how it organizes human knowledge. History is not what happened in the past, rather it's the act of selecting, analyzing, and writing about the past. And then I just kind of summarized the fact that I didn't think this was meant so much for you to learn about Silas Dean as it was a lesson to look at historians and the work of historians and how they present evidence to make an argument, and for you to back up that argument with the facts. Okay, so that's just kind of how I took notes over Silas Dean. The next thing we need to talk about today is your journal entries. Okay. So I have a shot here of your template. This is your template for your journal entry and some instructions here. This is how you will write it. For each entry, you'll write about 75 words. You will write all journal entries in one document for the entire semester. Each new journal entry goes on the top of the previous ones. Do not delete old entries from the document. Once you have written a journal entry, save the document and upload it to the correct journal entry assignment on Canvas. The first entry in your journal should match the journal entry assignment you are submitting to Canvas. So here you will write your prompt number, your date, the date, rewrite the prompt, and then write your journal entry. Okay. So what I have done, and what I feel like would be maybe the easiest for you, so this is a suggestion of how you can do your journal entries and keep them in a place where you won't have to constantly be copying and pasting the entire thing and saving it. What I have done is I have gone into your OneNote accounts, and I have dropped this template in. So when you go into OneNote, you find your name, you should see that there are these 4 sections in your personal notebooks. And I added a section called Journal Entries. And then I added a page called Template. Right? So let me stop for just a minute and switch OneNote accounts and kind of show you what I did after that. All right, so let me share my screen again. And come over to my dummy OneNote account. So when you come over here to your name, remember you'll have some sections over here, and one of your sections will be called Journal Entry. I have added the template into your journal entry, right? We're with your instructions. Then what you should do is add a page. Come down here and add a page, and you can start writing your journal entries. So here I started it. Oh, this should be journal entry number 0.3. The strange case of Silas Dean. Today's date, I rewrote the prompt. So this is the prompt you will be writing about today. And then this is where you will write your 75-word journal entry. Okay. Then what you will do is copy and paste your journal entry. You will go back to Canvas. So let me pause this for a minute. Okay, so when you come into your student Canvas account, you copied and you've copied your Silas Dean journal entry. You will come over here. No, it's not opened up yet, so I can't paste it. You will come down here to the Strange Case of Silas Dean lesson. Click on that. You will come over here and click on Write Your Journal Entry. There will be a box opened up here for you to submit, and then you can enter on the text entry, copy it into the text entry, and submit it. Okay. Then next week, when you have to do your next journal entry, okay, so now it is next week, pretend, and you have to do your next journal entry. So you will come back to OneNote, and here's the first journal entry we did. You will just push this one down, start your next one right here. So I have kind of started this over here on a separate page. You won't need a separate page, but just to show you, I did. So your next entry, journal entry 1.2, Slavery and the Construction of Racism, September 2nd. I rewrote the prompt. Then discusses a number of ways in which the idea of owning Africans became an accepted part of the colonial American culture. List at least 6, and then I list 6. Okay. You need to now go and post this so you can copy this journal entry. I have to stop sharing again. Okay, let me start. Go back to Canvas. Maybe. Okay, so now I'm back in the high school Canvas class course. Let me go into student view. You will come to assignments. So most of your journal entries will be over here. Silas Dean is the only one that seems to be a little bit different. You click on this journal entry. I've already done this once to see if it would work, but you will click your submit button. You will come down here and enter a text entry. Paste it onto here and submit your assignment. Okay. Then the next day, when you have another journal entry to do, you can go back into OneNote, add it on the top, copy that one entry, and then come back into Canvas and post it. And then let me show you one more thing. Let me get out of student view. Stop sharing for a second. So now you've come back to OneNote to add, your next journal entry, and you'll be doing this over and over again. And you will have one long continuous page of your journal entries where you are just copying and pasting the top one into Canvas. Towards the time of your midterm, you can then come over here and you can print this page. So you want to have them all together in one long journal entry because you are allowed to use your journal entries on your midterm. Okay, that's the only thing you're allowed to use. So these topics that they give you, you should be really thinking critically about the questions that they are asking you and including information. Now, guys, this is supposed to be your own thoughts. Don't go to Google and Google this topic and copy somebody else's. That's plagiarism. Just your own thoughts and connections that you make and things that you can remember about these topics to help you be prepared for your midterm. Okay. I think this might be the easiest way for you to just keep a continuously running journal entry. You know, in OneNote, if you get interrupted, it's going to save it automatically. You don't have to stop and save it someplace else. It'll save right here for you. And then all you'll have to do is each journal entry, copy and paste and go back to Canvas and upload it as a text entry. But if you find something else that works for you, that's fine. I did load them all here. So this is available for you if you want to do them this way. Okay. So the rest of the, for those who are in class, they're going to be working on their Silas Dean journal entry in class. And those of you who are watching this and are at home, you need to get that Silas Dean journal entry done today. Okay. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. See you all later.